from the beginning, I was very passionate about, just working on something technical, technical challenges always, sort of drove me. That's what drove me to, PhD and then, joining Bell Labs. So even today, I mean, I want my career to sort of stay relevant, work on, upcoming, emerging technologies, and that's what drives me. So it's just that.
Great. So you are corroborating one of the research, actually again, activities that we took. So most people attribute it to a passion for technology. Nirant, would you like to add to that?
Definitely. I mean, I share the similar thing. It's purely the passion for technology, and also I attribute something to my upbringing, since I always grew up in a technical environment more so. So that was one of the early motivators. Going forward, it was the aspiration to be a leader. So I see myself grooming to be taking on leadership roles. So it's about the challenge being the bridging technology and business with innovative products. So how to deal with that in scenario. So that's been one of my primary goals, which is kind of aligned to some of my organizational goals too.
Sairam, Pradeep, you've been in the industry for 25 years.
Yeah, so I'll share my experience. Symantec offered me an opportunity to be part of the global technical strategy, and while working with customers and product management very closely, be part of their future product roadmaps, and that keeps me going with it.
I have two primary drivers why I opted for this. One is again the fire in the belly attitude to really accomplish and create more interesting things. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I was not, but I was fortunate to have a supportive management really with tolerate failures. Second thing is basically an opportunity to lead from the middle, what I call a 360-degree leadership. So basically, I really enjoy that, and that's another reason why I opted for this career.
Sairam, that gives me a perfect segue into the next question. We talk about individual motivators and influencers, right? But as an organization, what can companies do to ensure that more and more people can take up the technical role? And I understand that EMC has multiple tracks for different levels of technical leadership.
Interesting question. I think yesterday Serve talked about what we have. We have 5 levels of matured. We have very matured ecosystem broken down into 5 levels. I bucket them all into 3 major areas. One we call it the foundational, where anybody who joins EMC have to go through that foundational level training. It gives all kinds of exposure to really develop professionally. Then this is sort of 0 to 5 years range, and there are lateral entries as well. Then 5 to 12 years, we have something called transitional, which is a very comprehensively designed program that covers right from personality development skills to interacting with the customer, to giving exposure to the global context where they have opportunity to really travel abroad, work with headquarters, work and have a job rotation as well within that 1 year. And that gives a fantastic exposure and skill set training for the people to take on the next level leadership opportunity, which is what I call a transformational. We have sort of put together a program called School of Architecture, which gives an opportunity for the people at that level, at that stage, to really take on challenges which would really give them a growth path into distinguished engineers and fellows, which is the highest level in the technical career.
Great. Nishit, you've been involved in one of the programs at Alcatel-Lucent, which is focused on giving opportunities for mid-level people. Could you talk a bit about that?
Right. So I think, that's one thing I wanted to bring to this stage, because this is a program in Alcatel-Lucent, which is, I personally find it very exciting. It's called Ideas Central, and it's basically a ideas competition where any employee can sort of submit an idea, which could be for a new product or an enhancement to a product, for example. And these ideas get vetted by both business and senior technical guys, and then and whoever is a winner, he not only gets sort of recognition, like a plaque or something, but he also gets to present it ideas to in front of a forum which is sort of headed by the top leaders of India, at India level, and that sort of gives a great recognition for them. And I've seen people who went through this process change dramatically. I mean, they're much more interactive. They try to talk to more teams. The next years they submit ideas which are much more mature. So I think something like this, I think transforms people and sort of leads them towards a technical track much more than other things like you're just encouraging them inside teams and stuff. So I think something like this I would like to see more and more companies adopt. I think it's just a great forum.
So you made a good point there. Nirant, we just heard Sairam talking about the technical ladder and creating a process around it. Nishit spoke about giving more opportunities to actually explore your technical competency and demonstrate it. Do you have anything to add to that?
I think one of the primary things which bridge these two is the kind of goals that needs to be provided. Okay, so for the technical career guys, I think right from the junior level to mid level to senior level, they always have to be engaged with some challenging goals. Be it writing technical papers, be it doing prototypes, engage all junior engineers in some kind of prototypes, put in all your senior members in kinds of giving them some patent goals. So this kind of gives them an uncommon achievement feeling, right? You have to always challenge them, saying that you're not doing something pretty common that always happens in the organization. Give them a small goal which is pretty uncommon. I think that becomes a good enabler in going forward.
So Pradeep, I want your view here, that are targets good to keep or should they be flexible?
Yeah, so I will like to explain the need for organization structure that basically promotes the technical track and also empowers people on the technical track, and at the same time create the trusted safety zone for people to take more risk. Even if they fail, they are still encouraged to take more risk. Taking more risks fuels more innovation, and that's what it's very important for the technical folks.
So set a goal, but keep it flexible. Allow failures to happen. Take risks. Encourage
Right.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. I have a question for Pradeep and Sairam here. In terms of senior level technical role models, right? What we see is that even in those organizations which have a mature technical career path, the career visibility for a person who's played that role for 12 or 15 years is pretty much not there, and they sometimes feel that they've hit a glass ceiling in terms of growth. How do you address such a challenge? So, Pradeep, would you like to answer?
Yeah, so I'll take this up. I think from my point of view and what I have seen at Symantec, the Symantec has created the org structure which is very agile in nature. I mean, it allows opportunities to quickly innovate on variety of new upcoming areas. So if the organization is very innovative, it's very quick on innovation, that creates lots of opportunities for many people in the organization. At the same time, the structure basically provides the visibility on a global platform, and that is very important.
So organization structure, design are
Yeah.
very, very important. Yes.
But EMC has a natural ecosystem to really, to provide the visibility to the competent individuals. And just to mention, with the kind of setup that we have, with the kind of portfolio that we have, provides a platform for creative individuals to really get the right level of visibility. And we also have an informal system where we can really partner with the product managers and other technology evangelists all over the world, to really promote your ideas, so that you can create an opportunity for yourself to get the kind of visibility that you need to be successful.
So great. I mean, you guys talk about organization structure, design, you talk about opportunities, and the key question, I think, which is in the mind of most R&D centers at the moment is, how do I deal with the classic problem of creating products in the India R&D center when the customer is global? How do you deal with such an issue? Nishi, do you want to give an example there?
Yeah, so actually, I mean, this is this sort of a personal story that of a success that we had. So basically, so just like Idea Central inside Alcatel-Lucent, there's another program called Bell Labs Ventures, which not just has an idea competition, but it also funds projects. So basically, so we had this research project called Mango, which was on mobile content delivery, and we sort of it showed business potential. We pitched it to this ventures program, and then it got funded as a full-blown product. So finally we sort of ended up working on it for a couple of years, hired about 25 people, and built this whole product. And the great thing about this is that so we built it. We were sort of we were trialing it with some 7+ top tier operators around the world, and this whole thing was done from India. So we had the entire development team apart from a couple of architects who were sitting in India and doing this whole thing. And I mean, in my personal experience, it was very hard to do it, because I mean, in every step we had to sort of prove that we can actually drive it from India, and we can hire the whole team in India. But I mean, it's possible, and we did it. And I mean, I think it can be done again and again. It's just that some people, especially senior people, have to sort of take a stand and fight for it. So I mean I personally believe it's possible, because I've seen it happen.
Pradeep, we've heard of Symantec working on some world-class products. Could you give a few examples?
Yeah,
how that's
so starting with, I would say that the trusted safety zone is very important to take the risk, and I took the risk in '97, which Symantec supported me to take that risk for building a dynamic multipathing product, which worked inside the volume manager. And that product, which was completely conceptualized, prototyped, and demonstrated to while working with customers closely in the US. And the product was completely done out of India. It generated significant revenue for the company, close to $100 million a year for several years. And now we have a tie-up with VMware to incorporate that technology in the ESX server. So it's a significant development out of India.
Great. So there are examples to showcase that you can create products from India even though your customers are everywhere. Nirant, we've spoken a bit about the organization-related enablers, but I know that you're on the IEEE standards committee for defining next-generation standards. So I just wanted to understand from you that in terms of leveraging the external ecosystem, and you're connected very well with the ecosystem, how do you go about leveraging it for building technical roles?
Being connected, as I see, I think ecosystem plays an important influencer, okay, in terms of being a technical expert, in terms of acquiring technical knowledge. So it should be a way that organization itself provides avenues, or the senior technical people themselves have avenues, and which allow them to work with technical bodies like IEEE or even the standard bodies. They motivate their members to participate in conferences, showcase their technical papers, submit the technical papers, because that gives a good feedback on the kind of technical knowledge that it's actually getting reviewed by an industry-wide panel, which actually looks into the kind of work you're doing. You get a very efficient feedback, and that feedback can be taken up, and you jot down your improvement points in the way you probably nurturing your technical aspects. Going forward, there are other aspects that I also think that in an organization, if it can build a connection with universities and funded projects. Like I'll give you an example that we participated in. We participated in a project called as EcoGrid. It was an European framework project where we were having worldwide meetings, and there was a consortium of academic, there were a consortium of industry, and all of them met together, and we were trying to bring out a roadmap for grid computing. And in that, there had a special program called as a mobility program, where for a month there could be exchange of researchers between these partners. Okay, and we hosted one of the partner from Italy, and we exchanged a topic on virtual organization, which was very well accepted by the European government review panel, and they were considering it to further take it up for roadmap discussions, and probably even creating products in a bigger, larger R&D ecosystem. So they're kind of good influences going forward, and I think even government also plays a kind of a key role, because as I see examples in Europe, they encourage these kind of cross collaborations between academic and the industry. So similarly, I think even in India we have some programs, but they're not leveraged too high. But all these things actually help a technical person be tuned to what's happening latest, get to know different views, take effective feedback, bring them on to the table, discuss with their internal teams, take the technical expertise further, and also probably emerge as a big leader going forward.
Great. I'm going to share some data points with you. Again, this is part of a technical leadership survey, and what it told us that if we forget the teamwork part of it and look at something very basic, one of the main constraints for an engineer to actually go up the technical ladder was cited as limited opportunities. So this is a question that I'll put across to the panel, and give it the time, let's make it a rapid fire. Could you tell me the top 2 things which you think R&D centers need to do to promote more technical roles, and one thing that they should not be doing?
Okay, 2 things that they should be doing. Consciously invest in people with a long-term plan. So let me repeat, consciously invest in people with a long-term plan, and give the clear transparency on how individual growth path is going to be within the corporation. This will go a long way. Second thing that we should do is that consciously create opportunities so that they can have on-job training of whatever he learns after training that we give. Those 2 are important things that one we should do. Second thing is that I'm a believer that being good is not good enough. With the challenges ahead of us, I think we can't be complacent. We really need to raise the bar every year and continually mature and rise the capability and be ready to face the competition.
So don't be complacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so two things for me would be create the right org structure so that supports the global strategy and also provides the visibility and empower the technical track. The second most important thing is provide the trusted safety zone so that people can take more risk without worrying about failures.
So I feel I'll talk from two perspectives. One from the I am more leading projects. I'll talk from a perspective where what a business unit could do in a framework of an organizational in an organizational framework. So there could be a charter which aids innovation, which aids a lot of technical grooming. But I think even a specific business unit which focus on products and market, they could also have their unique charter which kind of even fuse the organization charter and the greater goals. So it could be both a top-down and a bottom-up approach. So there could be specific programs inside the BU which actually looks into creating an avenue for a larger organization charter in future. So such programs could also be taken up. So BU charter also plays a good role in here. And second one is a more personal view where I think as a person, as a senior technical person, you have to keep inspiring people and be inspired by your higher level role models, and also don't keep giving challenges, keep giving uncommon challenges, uncommon achieving challenges to your members, and also keep taking them from, all senior members expect you would be able to perform well there, and that gives you a sense of achievement every time going forward. So do it periodically, don't stop them. So not stopping, challenging is something that you should not do. Keep doing this periodically unless and until you see those results coming up. So I think everybody have
Don't
that.
stop, challenge, yeah. Nishi?
Hi, so I'll talk about 2 points. The first one is that this is more for HR and senior management. First is that you have to make the growth plan very, very clear, in terms of these junior technical guys had. Sometimes it's not even clear to me, where we're going. I'm sure that these people struggle much more. So that's one thing that we have to fix. It's really bad now. The second is, please have a recognition program which is beyond your day-to-day job. Like everyone comes develops features and fixes bugs and so on. But there has to be something which is more challenging and sort of gives people to innovate much more. Something like, I don't know, Idea Central, or have some competition. I don't know what. Okay, but you have to do something which is beyond their day-to-day whatever curriculum. Right? So these are 2 points I think.
So we are already innovating substantially. Okay, so because execution is part of innovation, that's why we basically address a top line and bottom line requirement. What is really challenging is that how can we really unleash the creativity that's within the people. So we need to be creating opportunity, and EMC is doing a very good job of it. So every year we basically have a global innovation roadmap show, where anybody can really file any idea which are very relevant to our business line, which can help us help us take the product to the next level, and also compete effectively in the marketplace and get market share. Any idea, not only technical, it could be a business process, it could be like a business model opportunities, it could be adjacent, it could be breakthrough. And there's no restriction on any individual, any EMC here out of 60,000 people we have, anybody can file. And we have really a fairly comprehensive, well-experienced judging panel that really religiously go through all the ideas. And we also have a COE-centric, COE-centric program that are run every quarter to really bring up the creativity, of different perspective of the creativity. So for example, one could be domain-centric, where we have a security-specific event, a mobile-specific challenge that's opened up. And we also extended to make sure that customers also participate in the discussion, so that our folks get a perspective from the customer as well, so that we can co-innovate.
Niranta, I think you have something to add.
So one of the mindset change, I think mindset, it's a little longer process. So I think mentorship programs within the organization play some key role in here. I'll give you my personal experience of last 11 years where I've been mentored and mentoring people too. So I take them to 3 phases usually. One is you need to inspire the younger lot a lot. Okay, you need to show, you yourself have to be so good that they get inspired to work with you. Okay, so that's the first point. So you inspire them with all the achievements and things like that, and show them that what are the key things that we're going to work on, and engage them in small programs alongside a mid-senior level guys. Second one is, in a shorter way. Second phase is look into your senior engineers, engage them in a little bigger way. Okay, have them a little more strong members where they're working on some key ideas apart from the regular execution work. They're working on some ideas which allow them to actually execute something like an idea. They keep proposing ideas and they actually get it to patent. Okay. Third is the innovation process. Give them the flexibility and freedom to kind of innovate, come up with ideas, discuss it in a very central forum where they themselves are representing, and all these things have to be mentored by various people in the organization. So I think if somebody has been taken, I think it takes somewhere around mindset change. I've seen that I've mentored people who have just joined from university and they've been looking around the execution team. They found they're growing pretty faster, but then the issue is, can I grow such faster being in a research team or being in a technology driven team? Then we say that, okay, you look into the broader goal, what you want to achieve in your career. So we have to groom them, we have to inspire them, show examples around our own. Okay, I'm a project officer of an IEEE standards committee, so that counts something for them. So that helps them to stay on the focus and really apply their minds, go across the mindset and the lucrativeness that is kind of around.
We'll just take one last question. So you want to add?
Actually, I completely disagree. I don't think that you have to motivate people. See, people come motivated from college and stuff. It's basically after joining, after 5-6 years something, it basically dies down. So it's not about motivating them. It's more about doing something that they stay motivated. I mean, so I think these kind of programs just help in. They come motivated. I don't think that you have to motivate them.
What I meant to ask is, like, see, ideas come out when you can do something more. If people are very used to living with limitation, it's very difficult to tell them now you can also suggest that you can do something better on top of it. So,
I think I'll let you guys take this offline. This is a good discussion, but you can connect with Nishit.
Just one question, putting the previous discussion into the context, right? Nature or nurture. So people on the stage, right, award winners for technology achievement. So what do you all think? None of you were part of it?
Sure. I think nature is more of a stepping stone for me. Nurturing, there is nothing you can do without nurturing. The passion and sort of to me, nurturing is much, much more important. I've seen so many smart people just do nothing.
Right,
so
absolutely.
That's what.
It's in perspective. I think I was 80% by nature, 20% nurtured. So that's where I am.
So you started off saying actually because of the technology environment that you've seen from the childhood, where you are today. So that means the nurturer, right?
I do agree with you. I think that the passion and the fire and the belly attitude is very fundamental to innovate, to really express your creative part of your personality.
Right.
And you also be creative by using the opportunity in the process that nurtures individual through experience.
Right. Yeah, you've said it all. So yeah, basically, nobody is born as a cricketer, nobody is born as a musician or a product leader or an architect. So you were born with certain traits, and those traits are nurtured into where you are today. And I think that's the whole game, right?
Okay, one last question because we have
my question is, this is the societal the influence on people wanting to take the technical career. Now, I've generally seen that we've got a lot of technical talent. We've got brilliant engineers. If you ask them what they want to be like in 10 years, we have a fellowship program where you can go become a member of technical staff, and actually member of technical staff and other things in our company gets you many more goodies than getting to be a director or whatever. It's actually a much better path to go to this thing. But most of them don't see themselves along that, even though they are very good engineers, and that's more because of the societal pressure in India. So how are you tackling that? Because people think that it's good to be a manager, to have 4 people. So, no, but it's still there. It's changing slowly, far too slowly.
Definitely, I agree. There's
far too slowly.
I'll get one reply on this, then we'll break.
I do agree the challenge exists and is also changing. The perspective is changing, but there's no silver bullet, okay? Again, one way we can influence is basically like by handpicking people. The prospective technical leader, mentor them. Okay, that's the only way that we could really, create up, grow them.
I'm sorry we have to cut short, but we've really stepped into the lunch hour.
So thank you all.
Nishit, Vedant and Sairam will still be available. Unfortunately, I didn't do a very good job of introducing them, but there's a award wall of fame, which is right at the entrance. So if you want details about them, and you need to reach out there here for the rest of the day, I hope so. So you can catch them and ask any question. Thank you so much.